Hello and welcome to this episode of the Excalibur Podcast, hosted by me, Kyle Brookes, where we have real people, real stories, and real progress. Today we have a phenomenal returning guest, Eric Vance. He is my brother from another mother, my China from another vagina. He has helped me through some amazing things, but he's also had a tremendous journey over the last year that I have sat back and had the privilege to witness, but also to be a guide alongside. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you, Kyle, for having me. I'm excited, and definitely, man, 2025 was definitely a year that I won't forget, but want to forget.
Right. You in the speech last year, was at the summit.
Yes.
You said you had the 3Ds.
The 3Ds. Yes, what was it? It was diabetes, death, and divorce.
Right.
It definitely was a tough year, and not many people can say they overcome one of those Ds. Mm-hmm. And I've overcome all three.
Right, in one single year. I mean, if we look, let's actually have a look quickly. If we look at where you were in May, firstly, okay? Let's go up into Instagram over here. And we're checking about like how you looked. Because I think, actually I sent this video to you, or this image to you, right?
Yes, you did.
Via WhatsApp?
I think it was WhatsApp.
Because I was amazed to see the differentiation between where you were in May to where you ended up towards the end of the year.
I wish I had some January pictures. It would have been night and day difference.
Okay, hold on. This one? Nah, that's not it.
That was the one I sent you.
Yes, that's the one you sent me.
Most recent.
Okay, hold on. Cutting turkeys. Okay, so that's not it. Let's just do Instagram instead. Probably the easiest. All right, just so people can understand the journey that you've went through, because I don't think, you're weighing 200 pounds right now?
Right around 198 to 203.
Man, and you don't look it though. That's the main thing. No, it would be in my profile, right?
Yeah, it would be our messages probably.
Go here. Okay, let's see. Come on now, home. Go home, we go to Kyle.
I don't know. Where did we send that thing at?
Yeah, we had that. It was basically when we went out to, what's that place called again? A cool beach club, right?
Yes. So it was in May.
Yes, sir.
Tristan's birthday.
Indeed.
There
we go. Boom. So look at the shape of you right here. What are you, like 230 right there?
Let's say, probably 230, 225, right around there. Yeah. So I'm guessing 230 from the looks of the picture.
Right. 30 pounds difference compared to there and now. But your mindset here compared to where you are right now is freaking crazily different.
Yeah.
Because for sure, you were having a good time. You were still kind of covering a lot of the issues that you were going through, because you were going through crazy amounts of stress, but people didn't realize this, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing I think with most men, is that they don't understand that once you go through that stress, you need to have this brotherhood around you.
Yes.
To be able to push you through it.
In the beginning of the year, let's start with the first D, diabetes.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just got something over me, and I was like, check my sugar. And I checked my sugar, and my sugar was dangerously high. Mm-hmm. And here I am, I have 5 kids. I have from 22 to 6 years old.
Right.
And typically when I got in shape or lost weight and things like that, I did it for reasons. Mm-hmm. And I had to come to a conclusion to where I need to do this not for a reason, but the reason being my health, my family, for myself, and be healthier, but just live that journey. Right. Don't just do it for, hey, I'm going on vacation, let me get fit.
Yes.
I'm doing a bodybuilding show, let's get fit. Mm-hmm. Change my complete entire lifestyle, the way I eat, the way I train, the way I interact, everything about my health changed 130%.
Right.
I don't know if that's possible, but it did.
No, it did.
And I went, I know I called you, I freaked out a little bit. I went from 560 blood sugar to fasting for 5 days to completely normalizing my blood sugar within 5 days.
Yes, sir.
I went from probably an A1C of, let's say 10, which I never checked. I didn't want to scare the hospital, to a normal 5.7 at this point.
Wow.
So that's in a year with no medication. This is strictly all diet, exercise, and just overall taking care of myself.
Precisely.
Yep.
So that just goes to show the power that people actually have to self-correct if they would put the work in. Because you put the work in. That's what a lot of people don't realize is that your mindset, once you decide something, wonder.
And you know, I feel like I like to say this because, you know, we and you worked all of our life.
Yes.
And I like to say, because I'm a recruiter, I like to say, if a man puts their mind to it, we can do it.
Yes.
If a man puts his mind to it, he can do it, whether it's all 3 Ds, you know, diabetes, death, or divorce.
Yeah.
We put our mind to it, we can overcome it and achieve it.
Yeah, 100%. If we look at what happened, I mean, you ended up in hospital.
Yes.
You literally ended up in hospital. And to me, I was like, dude, what is going on? Because you're one of the healthiest people I know.
So with the health issue and in March, like right around March, April, ended up in the hospital with pneumonia, double lung pneumonia, and in there for a week feeling like I was going to die. Yeah. And throughout all this, you know, still
working
promotion,
your ass off,
promotion at work, accomplishing things that other people could never do.
Right.
All in the background of dealing with all of these other issues. The diabetes and the struggle every single morning and what am I going to do? How am I going to go about my day? But also still being on top of work and almost possibly dying,
right?
You know, and continuing to prosper and work during that time.
So it goes to show that you're capable of anything if you put your mind to it.
Yes, I believe anybody is.
And so what do you think is your driving force? Because it used to be your kids. I would say it used to be your kids. It used to be your family.
I would say this is where I think the conversation might get a little bit deeper, you know, into this podcast is even when I was on my deathbed, the first thing I thought about was my wife. Because I knew in the situation that we were in, she wasn't going to be left in a good spot if I died.
Right.
And that was the very first thing I thought. I didn't think about my kids. I didn't think about me being stronger. You know, I thought about my wife in the situation I was going to potentially leave her in.
Right.
And that I told myself after that day that I have to do something financially. Even though I'm doing really well, you know, I have to do something even better and set my family up. And that was my next task that I put at hand.
Right.
And
So if we look at that motivation factor right there, you were looking to have, because I mean, let's be honest, you're probably one of in the top 1% of earners in America, right? You earn a decent salary, above 6 figures or whatever that is. I'm not going to put that out on the media, but you were still not in the financial circumstance that you wanted to be in. Because you let's be honest, when I met you, Eric, you were about half the earning potential that you're right now, right?
Probably a quarter.
Yeah, and
probably a quarter of where I was when we first met.
And then all of a sudden, boom! You decided, you flipped the switch. I'm going to be more. I'm going to earn more. You wanted to take your family out of poverty. Not that you guys were in deep poverty, but you weren't in the situation that you are right now, where you have this amazing home, amazing vehicles, and everything around that. But you still weren't making the money that you could be making, and you were in a situation that you felt like you were overstretched.
Exactly. And I think a lot of people get that way, you know, and I will admit I made a lot of mistakes when it came to financial stuff. And I know me and you spoke about that, and I made bad decisions. And, you know, 2026 on those bad decisions, I'm basically, right now we're debating on starting completely over.
Right.
And I saw something recently that Jim Carrey said, if you're not willing to live in poverty for 1 year, to become successful.
Yes.
See, I'm not in a situation where I would be in poverty because I make good money.
Yeah.
So I'm in a better situation than most people.
Yes.
But I want to leverage my ability on what I know and learned to create wealth for my family. And this is the year that I want to do that.
Eric, I could drop you off in Antarctica and you'd be able to sell ice to the Eskimos over there, bro.
Hey, if it depends on the purity and how we filter it. Exactly.
You see?
If it's better quality, it's better quality. It doesn't matter where it comes from.
Yeah. So one of the greatest salesmen in the world, and when you are a salesman, you'll always have a job because people always have products.
I think my sales ability comes by caring.
Yes.
I truly actually care about what I do, and I care about people.
Yeah.
And I think that would probably be my biggest fault. I think I trust too much, and I confide too much information to people, and I trust too much. And that's something that I know this year that I want to work on and keep a lot of my personal information to myself and just growing away, but surround myself with people that can help me prosper and guide and coach me into a way that I can be successful this year, because I know I have a gift and this year I will figure out exactly what to do with it, whether it's recruiting, whether it's starting a whole new solar company, whether no matter what it is, I will figure out my way this year.
Yeah.
And I want to be financially set for the rest of my life. That's my major goal this year.
100%. 100%. Okay, so we covered diabetes, we covered death, right? And then, which again, if you look at those things, they're
huge.
They're issues that drop most men. A lot of men will. I know somebody that owns an amazing business right now, and he's gone through a bad divorce, and he's struggling to refine his footing. And yet, you have come out the other side,
man.
And you've been able to rebuild yourself even stronger.
I looked in the mirror the other day and I told myself, I don't know how many men or how many people in general could have dealt with what I dealt with this year.
Right. Last year.
Last year, I'm sorry. Yeah, please, not this year. Don't want to jinx that. Don't want to jinx that.
No.
But what I did last year and what I've overcome, I don't think many men could have did it.
No.
But I think men can do it.
Yeah.
With the right support and the right people in their corner, we can do it. And to top it all off, the other D.
Yeah.
October, through diabetes and through the near-death experience I had and focused so much on work, I'm going to be honest, I let my at-home life slip, and I let everything else in my life was getting the best part of Eric, but my family wasn't. Everybody else was getting the best Eric. Right. My work was getting the best Eric. The gym was getting the best Eric. Me waking up in the morning was getting the best Eric. But my family, I put them on the back burner accidentally. Accidentally, because it's definitely not that I don't love them.
Yeah.
And I've proven that over, what on the struggles and what I did to get back where I am. But I slipped. And, me and my wife went through a separation starting in the beginning of October. And I'm going to be honest, it came from, for me, it came from left field. But from her, it was coming from 6-7 months down the line.
It's the culmination of a lot of little activities that have happened eventually, right?
Yep. And like any relationship, we have our issues, and every relationship does. But then, I couldn't go home. I couldn't go home, and Kyle, as well as I do that, you let me stay with you for a few months. And I told, my biggest thing is what's my next step? What do I do next? And that's what I struggled on.
Yeah.
And, I know with you, we started working out in the mornings and we started focusing on that, but still I was struggling.
Yeah.
I was struggling. And I know you knew I was struggling. And, but I was just looking for my next move. What do I do next? But the whole time my wife and kids were in my mind.
Yeah.
And I know we talked a lot about, hey, is this what you want? And I didn't know anything else. Right. This is my second marriage, not my first.
Right.
And I gave up too easy on my first marriage. And I know me and you spoke a lot about, hey, Eric, were you the best husband? Were you the best father? And those are things that I can completely say no. And because of that, I strive to really look into what I did wrong. Me and you had conversations that not many men would tell the truth.
Yeah.
And the only way I got better was telling you the truth, what I did wrong, no matter how bad it hurt, no matter how bad it made me look. But if I can't speak to my brother or my family about what I did wrong, how do I get better?
Precisely. But here's the thing, Eric. So the main thing that I'll draw attention to there is that you had enough courage to say, hey, I fucked up.
Yeah.
Right? But that was the old me. You see, that's the thing. You were doing the best with the information that you had at the moment in time. And that's what you have to accept. You did amazing because what were you thinking? Your thought was, I need to provide, I need to protect, I need to do all these other things. But what happens is that your life is like a symphony.
Yes.
And you need to bring everything into harmony. It's about making sure that the violin is still playing.
Yeah.
That the cello, the trombone, every single thing has its own appointed time and its own appointed music to bring to the symphony.
You just said it perfectly. I was providing, I was taking care of the bills, I was doing everything financially, but I wasn't doing any of the free stuff.
Right.
I wasn't recognizing my wife like how she should have been recognized. I wasn't interacting with my children at most parts like how I should. Now, I'm a phenomenal father, and
you're one of the most sporty fathers I've ever seen. So you can keep up with them, bro.
and that's one thing I would say. I was always been a great father, but I've been a bad husband.
Okay.
And I've been a bad husband at points, but the biggest thing for me was I'd be out in the football playing with the kids, and I dwelled on that. When I was here for that 3 months, I was thinking like, man, I was dwelling on like all my positive things I did. Right. And I think men typically, as men, we think of the good times. Like, oh, what we did good. And I think a lot of times women
think about the bad.
Think about the bad. And they should. And they should, because that's what gets them to the place where they are. But I was probably the only father in the neighborhood throwing the football with the kids.
Yes.
And I would dwell on that. Like, man, I'm a good dad. Like, why am I out of my house? Why are these things happening to me? And it was the little spitballs that built up to a huge cinder block that fell on us.
Yes, sir.
And she wanted me to change, and of course it's both of us. It's not just me. But I'm gonna take that back. It is. I'm the man, and
there we go.
It is on me.
Yes.
And things that I saw you and your wife do. I mean, if I had $1 million right now, I'd cut you a check, because there's things. I've never been around a healthy relationship. My mom was divorced, ran from my dad. My stepdad was there, but never was really a father figure. Like somebody like, hey, I'm gonna teach you how to fight. I'm gonna teach you how to do this. It was my brothers. My brothers were my family.
Yeah.
At that moment, my brother taught me how to fight. My brother did this. And I never was around a healthy relationship. And I'm 44 years old.
Right.
And when I was
around, you don't look it.
And when I was around you and Helen, and the way you handled situations with your wife, I never was around that. So as men, if you're struggling out there in a relationship and you're having problems, confide in the right people. You know who they are.
Right.
Men, we know who they are. Confide in that couple that's going to church or prays before they eat and truly cares about their partner and what they believe in. And if I didn't have you, I wouldn't be where I am right now. And if more men can recognize those friends in their lives. And last night this is gonna get deep. And last night I was just thinking, and me and my wife were talking, and I look at her, and something, I think it was a movie or something. It was a movie, Greenland, how the movie ended, and the father did everything he could to get his family protected.
Right.
And he ended up, not spoiler if you haven't watched it, mute this part, he passed away.
Right.
He died immediately when he got his family to safety. And there was times during this 3 months that I would say, diabetes and death was easy.
Yeah.
Diabetes and death was easy to beat.
Yeah.
Figuring out a way to save my marriage when I wasn't allowed home, not allowed to speak to her for almost 3 months, was the most challenging thing I ever come across.
Yeah.
And I looked at her last night and I said, I know how you have your differences about people, but I looked at her and I'll truly say this is, if it wasn't for Kyle, I don't think I would be here right now. And you saved my life. That's good. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what I would have did. And I don't know if without you, I could have made it back home. And That's why I'll always be in debt, I feel like, to you. That's how I feel.
We've already spoke about this, bro.
Yes, but
I finally got us even.
but yeah, and I sit there and I held her hand and she teared up and I teared up because it was true. Because I don't know if you're struggling, anybody out there, I really want to dwell hard on this part, because if you're struggling in a relationship, financially at work, find a good friend.
Yeah.
If you don't have a good friend, find a good church, because nothing is worth your life.
For sure.
And I've never in my life thought that I could really harm myself. I'll be honest. I never thought I could.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know to this day I could. But I do know strongly, if I didn't have you in my life and what you did for me, even though this was something normal for you, I don't know where I would be.
Right.
But I know that I'm back home.
Mm-hmm.
I'm back with my wife. We're going to church on Sundays. Yeah. And I'm doing all the little things that I should have done that I didn't do. And what I realized, it's not because I was lazy. It's not because I didn't care. It's because I thought she was always going to be there.
Yeah.
She was always going to be there. Like, I think I told you once, like, I never thought in a million years she would ever leave me.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that 3 months was the hardest thing I ever went through, but it was very well needed.
Yes, sir.
It was needed. It was my rebirth.
Yeah. Your crucible. A
Yes.
crucible is removing the impurities of metal. That's what it essentially is. So you're removing all your impurities so that you can come to the surface and become the real who you were.
Yeah.
But Alexis Carrel says that man needs suffering to be remade, because he's both the sculptor and the sculpture. So you're making yourself, but you can only truly do that once you've gone through the suffering.
Yeah. And the little teeniest things, man, that I didn't do. Like when she was sick, I would kind of stay away from her.
Okay.
And when she gets up in the morning and she's a little grumpy, I would start, maybe start an argument. But there's so many little tricks and things that you can do. Why let little things ruin your day?
Precisely.
And the biggest thing I've learned is, if she's upset, there's a reason why. What can I do to help?
Yeah.
And compliment your wife's beauty. Sit beside her on the couch at night. Put your telephone down.
Yes, sir.
All of those things, man, are free. Free. You could do that in a trailer home.
Right.
You could do that at a truck stop. We were on a walk the other day, and I'm walking, and we're just with the kids, watching our kids and drive a bike, and I'm walking backwards, and she's walking in front of me, and I just look at her and I said, "Damn, you're beautiful." And you could tell immediately when I said that. I didn't do it. I didn't do it to get a reaction. I did it because I meant it. And immediately she just grabs a hold of me. And I feel like the strongest part of my marriage hasn't even came yet. And me and her have been together for 12 years.
Yeah.
Been married for 5.
Yeah.
The strongest part of our marriage in our family hasn't even begun yet to now.
And let's put that into perspective as well, because you went through this tough time. You went through various different body things, but once you started putting yourself first and leading yourself, it in turn allowed you to be more confident to lead your wife and to change her perspective on things. And that's what most men don't realize, is that they think, okay, if I buy her the Louis Vuitton bag, if I buy her the Jimmy Choo shoes, if I put her in a Porsche, if I do all these things, she's going to love me forever. No, attraction can't be bought. You right now are in the best shape that I've seen you, bro. Okay, when you were bodybuilding, you were phenomenal, right?
Yeah. But this is a maintained level.
This is a maintained level. And it's getting better and better every single time I see you. Like, you look more jacked than I've ever seen you in my entire life.
Yes.
But that your wife wants to tear your clothes off right now. That's the sort of mentality that you want to be in, right? Because you're confident in that perspective, but then you're saying, listen, baby, I'm going to give you attention at this particular time and you'll have all of my attention.
So in theory, think how men think, or guys think, single men or anything. Oh, you get the best body of your life. You can have any woman you want. Yeah. For a few weeks.
Right.
You can. Your body might go for a few weeks, but your actions will take you a lifetime.
Precisely. That's why we couple all of those together, right? At Excalibur, which you've gone through the program a couple times, starts with the physical first. Then we go to mental, then we go to social. Social is your relationships. How do I handle those relationships better? You've seen me. Whenever
I almost feel like ours went backwards because of our situation. Like with you, you helped me a lot mentally.
Right.
But you did that by putting me in the gym first.
Yes.
You did that by taking me boxing to let out frustration. And or whatever, you dropped the phone or dropped anything, you could have a conversation with me.
Yeah.
And one thing that I respect and will always respect you is your input is silent, but strong. You listen. And you ask me, Eric, what do you want to do? How do we get you there? If this is what you want, how do we get you there? That's what Excalibur offers. That's what you offer.
Right.
And you own Excalibur.
Right.
You offer, what can I do to get you where you want to be? And you will find a way to get that person there.
Right.
So whoever decides to be a part of this program down the line, you're not just going to look phenomenal. You're not just going to feel better, but you're going to be a better husband. You're going to be a better employee. You're just going to be a better human being in general.
Exactly. And that's the thing right there. If you think about it, it's about empowering people. We don't want to take the credit. Like when you were here, you got to a good level. But you've done all the rest of that by yourself. Why? Because you had the framework, you had everything else, you had all the answers that we needed already. All you needed was somebody to bounce it off of that wasn't going to tell you what you wanted to hear.
Because when it's all said and done, when you're doing any program or any marriage or anything, it's about the work you put in that nobody sees.
Precisely. Which is what integrity is. Doing the right thing when nobody's watching.
When nobody's watching. And if you don't make it at 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe you go at 4.
Yeah.
If you don't feel like going that day to the gym, in theory, if you don't feel like showing, let's rephrase this. If you don't feel like showing up, maybe you can't show up at 8 a.m. But why can't you show up at noon?
Precisely.
Why can't you show up at 4 p.m.? And one thing I realized this year more than ever, nothing is ever over unless you want it to be.
Precisely. You can't defeat a man that will never quit.
Never.
Either there's a saying that I think it was Floyd Mayweather. He said it. He said, if you and I get on a treadmill together, you're getting off the treadmill first while I'm dying. And that's the mentality that you have to have in life. Because look at it this way. We have the most amount of competition in the world right now. But we also have the freedom and the knowledge to do whatever we truly want to. It's just about developing the grit that we need to be able to push ourselves further. And you've already got that grit. You had all the answers, Eric. You could have done this entire journey by yourself. But what happened was that you didn't have the right frame of reference and the perspective to go ask you the right questions. That's all I do. I don't do any of the work for you. You're doing all the work.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel like anybody at any given point, no matter how successful, how great, or how motivated they are, can lose their way.
Yes.
And if you speak to anybody that's great, that has done something, they have somebody they call.
Yeah.
If you don't have somebody that you can call, that you can confide in, whether it's your wife, your son, your daughter, your minister, your preacher, find it.
Yes.
Find it.
It's called drift. So most men, what happens right now is that they don't lose themselves like overnight by one shot, right?
No, I don't think any man will.
It's a slow, continuous effort to drifting off of the path. Like imagine you're in an airplane and you're going from here to South Africa. Okay, it's about 17-hour trip, okay, going down there. But if you're off by 1 degree over those 17 hours, you're not going to land up in South Africa. You're going to land up in Namibia. You're going to land up somewhere else in the world. That's 1 degree difference.
Path.
Yes.
Man, that's making choices, right? If you make one choice to go left, to go right, left's going to take you on a different path than right.
Yes.
Somebody told me something that touched me. And honestly, like I think about it daily. She believes in certain abnormal things and afterlives and beginning of lives. And she believes, and I now believe, that every single one of us chose our life.
Yeah.
if we're here on earth right now, you did something so well to where you were able to choose your life. And God gave me different paths of life to choose.
Yes.
Let's say 3 or 4, whatever it is. So no matter how much heartache you're going through or how much pain you're going through, you chose this life for a reason. And you either A, may have already accomplished that reason, or B, have not accomplished that yet. So how do you know? Right. You keep going. You keep going.
Yeah.
And I will never forget that. And I was going through all this pain through my divorce that honestly, the only way I can describe the pain I was going through, I felt like I lost a child.
Yeah.
I felt like I lost somebody that I could not speak to, touch, hear, or anything ever again. That's how I felt. I almost was grieving. I think at one point I even told you, I think I need to take this as grieving a death.
Yes.
Because it hurt that bad. But when she told me this, I kept thinking back, I chose this life.
Yeah.
I chose it. Is it over? Did I already have my reason?
No, because
but we don't know. We don't know because I'm still here.
Precisely.
Where am I going to go? There's a reason. Yeah. And I truly think my reason, and I know your reason, and I think our reasons are on the same path, but a little bit different, is helping people.
For sure.
And I would say this program, since I've been doing it with you, has changed my life on the way I work, the way I deal with my wife, the way I eat, everything. It's changed me, but not because the program did it. It's because I want to. Precisely. It's this. I'm not saying this program is making me a man. We're already men. Yes. I already provide it, right? I already did all the manly things. Let's say that.
The best grass in the neighborhood.
The best grass. I mean, I had everything you would think you would want.
Yeah.
But I didn't do any of the free stuff. It doesn't cost nothing to pick a flower while you're walking and hand it to your wife.
Definitely.
It doesn't cost nothing when your son looks at you, Dad, to go out there and say, to look at the ramp jump.
Yeah.
You know how many dads right now say no to that?
Yes, sir.
You know how many dads say, hey, Dad, can I show you this? Oh, I can't right now. Who doesn't have 3 minutes?
Yeah.
I didn't. That's what I thought.
Right.
That's what I thought. Everybody always says family's first, this is first, this is first. But do you truly understand what family first means? It doesn't mean 24 hours.
Yeah.
It just means when they need you, be there.
Right.
If you need to have a conversation about how you feel, just be adult about it. But overcoming diabetes, death, and divorce, 2025 will go down as the hardest year I ever did.
Right.
And I'm back home.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I won. That's not the words I want to use. I'm not going to say I won.
You're triumphing over it, though. That's the difference. You're continuously making progress on the things that you deem as necessary.
Do you realize, like, when you really wake up and truly realize and look deep on what you're doing right now, I wasn't doing all the right things. I wasn't. And like, I told my wife 2 months ago, or like say a month ago, when she had the flu and she wasn't doing well, and she was still upset with me, and I was at home taking care of her. Guys, we were not together. I took care of her while she had the flu.
Yeah.
I did that, and I enjoyed doing it. But I looked at her and I said, if I can go back 1 year, and know what I know now, and I died on this date, to go back 1 year to treat you how you should have been treated, I would do it.
Right.
Even though I wouldn't be alive at this point, but I would have gave her the best year that she would have had of her life and start over. But then I go to church today.
Right.
I go to church today, and guess what church talks about? The past.
Yeah.
Why do I need to go back 1 year when every day starts over fresh?
Precisely.
Tomorrow's Monday is not going to be the same as Sunday.
No.
Tuesday is not going to be the same as Monday. Do you work towards the future, or do we want to go backwards in the past?
Right. The past you can't change. The future's
No,
unknown.
me going back a
All you
year
have
would have
is
been
right now.
pointless.
Yeah.
Me going back a year would have been pointless because if I went back a year, would I've had to hurt to do what I'm actually doing right now?
Precisely.
Would I have the courage or the discipline to do what I'm doing right now if I didn't lose it in the first place?
Precisely. Yep. Fear of loss. That's the main thing that, like, look at COVID. COVID came around. We were all, because we were going to the gym regularly, blah, 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 all that type of thing, right? As soon as the gym got taken away from us, how much do we want to go back to it? How much were we?
We missed it,
Right.
but we overcome it. We built the gym
Yes.
under a carport in this dead summer.
Yes.
And we were killing it, man. I did a weight loss competition during that time and didn't even have the gym.
And you did freaking amazing.
Yes, yes.
But as soon as something gets taken away, that's when we truly know what we've valued or what we had, you know?
Yeah, you know, when it gets taken away, I think a lot of men beat themselves up. Oh, it's better off gone, or it's better off this, instead of looking in the mirror, okay, why was it taken away?
Yes.
And that's what you open my eyes to. Why was it taken away? Why did she not respect you? Why did she not treat you a certain way? Why did I sleep in the bedroom for 4 or 5 months, you know, without being there? And that's the only way you make progress in anything.
Right.
Why did I not get that promotion? Why did I not get that raise? Why did I not make my trip this year, my family trip?
Yeah.
You got to ask, I'm not going to say dwell in the past, but why?
It's review. Review everything that you've been through, because that gives you perspective and gives you the opportunity to have extreme ownership. Because once you've owned all of your mistakes, all of your successes and everything, you can repeat your successes and you can learn to overcome your failures.
I got a question. So let's say Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl last year. The odds of them winning another Super Bowl is tremendous. Do you think Philadelphia is dwelling on their last Super Bowl? Oh, I won a last Super Bowl. Now I'm going to automatically win a second one.
No.
You have to forget it.
Exactly.
Your rewards in life, even your marriage is a reward.
Yes.
You having children is a reward. And if you dwell on that reward as one reward and not look at it in the future, you're going to lose it.
Exactly.
Because you can't, hey, you can win a Super Bowl, but you'll never show up again if you don't put in the same work.
Yes.
You never get there again. If you have weight loss goals and you want to go, oh, I'm not going to go this morning. I'm not going to go the following morning.
I'm going to start eating that
Cake. I'm going to eat that cake. I'm going to eat that fried chicken because I've been craving it. But if you cheat and you're not doing the right things in the gym,
Yep.
it's going to spiral.
Yes, sir.
It's going to spiral.
You start to have low energy, then you start to not want to go to the gym, then you start to pick up weight, and then it's just a vicious cycle that takes you all the way
Think
down.
about everything with relationship, working out, health, and work. All takes the same disciplines.
Exactly.
You got to look forward, and you got to keep moving. And if you keep dwelling on your previous success, you're never going to achieve new ones.
Precisely.
And that's the biggest thing I think I took out of this year. And church today just blew my mind away with the past.
Yeah.
You know, this conversation. I've cried twice in church today.
Good.
I'm going to admit because it hit me
Different.
in my heart,
Yeah.
you know, and I felt what was going on.
Well, God was talking to you, brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Today God talked to me. And you want to be honest? I'm going to be honest. That might have been the first time I ever felt in my entire life that he did.
Wow.
You know why? Because I was listening. I told my wife, I want to go to church, but I want to be able to listen to what they're actually saying. But I need to do the same for her.
Right.
I need to do the same for my children. I need to do the same for work.
Yes.
Listen. Listening cost you how much?
Zero.
It doesn't matter how successful you are. It doesn't matter how much money you're making. If you don't do the free stuff, you'll lose the most important things in your life.
Precisely. And you know, you're saying, obviously you've got one that's LFG, right? But your actual saying that I've come to grasp onto is show up.
Yeah.
Now, there's a difference between showing up, which Most people think it's just being there, but you actually show up and you're fully present.
Yes.
That's the difference. You can suck, but you have to show up. That goes to gym, that goes to family, that goes to work, that goes to anything. If you're there and you're fully present in that moment, it is making more impact on the people around you than you actually realize.
Yeah. Show up and listen.
Yes, sir.
Show up and listen. That is, man, every one of our, everything that I do, even when I am, by the way, I think I know we introduced myself, but I am a field ops recruiter.
Yes.
I recruit nationwide.
The best field ops recruiter.
I tell you what, if you need people for your company,
He's the man.
I can find them.
Yep.
And that's anywhere. I don't care what the job is, what it is.
On a plane.
In a different city, dropped off in the middle of nowhere, have no clue where you are, and I show up. And the biggest thing I tell people, candidates that I got coming in, when I give them this job opportunity, I love my job because my job will change your life.
Yes.
Not many people can offer that. But how does it change your life? Show up, listen, and go all in.
Right.
That's any job. But think about that. That's the same with your marriage. That's the same with the gym. That's the same with everything. If our company average at the moment is like right at $87,000 a year. That's the average.
Yeah.
But our top earners are making between 100 to 250 grand a year.
Right.
That's the individuals I want.
Right.
Because every opportunity you have with our company, everybody has the same opportunity. It's who you are. I got a guy last year that sold $698,000 in equipment, and the top 5 guy showed $485,000 in equipment. What do you think the difference is between those 2 guys? What do you think? What would you think the difference would be?
What is money or time? Value? That guy,
It's the guy, the first guy shows up. The other guy shows up, but the ability of the 2 guys.
He's hungrier.
He's hungrier. He has something he's fighting for.
Right.
And he doesn't take no for an answer. The quality of jobs, the exact same. If we swap those individuals, swap every job, every appointment, the individual that was at 689 and the one that was at 450, still phenomenal people.
Yeah.
They would have the same outcome.
Yes. Hunger. You got to be hungry.
If you're not hungry to get fit, if you're not hungry to make your marriage work, if you're not hungry to get a promotion, if you don't have drive just in general, you're not going to accomplish it.
Yeah.
You're not going to accomplish. And you don't need the excitement or energy necessarily, say, as somebody else. You don't need that.
Yeah.
You just have to show up and figure out how to do it. We're men. As men, we show up and we forget about the free things sometimes. And that's a lot of men. It's a lot of men. And a lot of men need help with that.
Yeah.
And that's what I told you with your program. The biggest thing that I came out of your program is I've been fit. I've been in the best shape of my life.
Yeah.
That's the foundation.
Precisely.
That's the foundation.
Yes.
When I showed up recruiting in July, August, September, I was in pretty good shape. The schools recognized me more.
Precisely.
Because how I looked.
Yes.
The interaction between me and the individual I spoke to was more engagement.
Yes.
Because I took care of myself.
Yeah, they respect you. Automatically, when you walk into a room and you're fit, people respect you because they realize that 1, you can add value to their company or whatever it is that you're doing. 2, you're the type of person that's so disciplined that you will say no to the things that you want because you have something that you truly want. And that's what discipline is, right? It's doing the things that you hate, but doing it like you love it. I like eating steak and egg every day, but I would love to have a piece of cake every day, you know?
Yeah.
I would love that.
For me, it's fried chicken.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I would love just to go out and eat whatever I want.
For sure.
But I'm getting older.
Yeah.
I'm getting older. And you only have one life.
Precisely.
And if we had a second life or a third life, we don't remember it.
Precisely. Yep.
So if I don't remember my life, make your life rememberable.
Live a great story.
Live a story to be told.
Precisely. Which is why we're going to put you on the stage in front of a whole other woman.
I don't know about that. Trying to get me divorced twice. But
I'll throw more money for you. So there we go.
That'll help. Just give her the money. Just give her the money. But last year has been a journey.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this, or you're going to listen to this, which I hope you do, never give up. Never give up. And if you want it, fight for it.
Yeah. Go out and get it.
Fight for it. Don't dwell on what you did 6 months ago. Fix what you did 6 months ago.
Precisely.
Everybody can change. They say nobody, the thing I hate the most is they said people can't change.
That's bullshit.
I don't think your heart changes, but your mindset can. Your brain can change.
Okay, so
the way you interact can change. The way I believe people can change.
They call it neuroplasticity. Plasticity. That's it. It's your brain's ability to change its neural connections so that you can grow into a different person. But your heart has neurons as well. So your heart can change too. But you have to have cohesion between your mind and your heart. And once you have that, you literally are creating your reality.
Wake up.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. And for relationships, it's like, open your eyes and wake up. Look at what's going on.
Yeah.
Sit back sometimes when your wife is upset or when your kids are going through something and just listen and wake up.
Do you know what listen is an anagram for? So if you take all the letters and listen, you know what it spells? You can reorganize it to say silent.
Damn. I never knew that. But I mean, the silent, and that's one thing I think I have the hardest time. And you know me, I'm very ADD.
Yeah.
So one of my talents for recruiting is my attention to detail, like listening.
And thinking 50 steps ahead.
Yes, I'm always ahead. And so that I would say is my superpower, right? Phenomenal superpower when it comes to work.
Precisely.
But not a marriage.
Yes.
Not a marriage. I can't, if I'm thinking 50 steps ahead of what I'm going to do in my marriage,
that's a problem.
I'm 49 steps behind.
Yes.
I'm 49 steps behind.
Yep.
And I can't, the same thing, the way I move in life is not the way you move in marriage. Precisely. The way you move at work is not the way you move in marriage. The way you move at the gym is not the way you move at work or marriage.
Precisely.
Everything is done differently. And that's the biggest thing I probably took this year is just, I can be 59 steps ahead of myself in work.
Right.
And that gets me my promotion because I think ahead. I already know what the candidate's going to say. I already kind of know where the interview's leaning. And I kind of almost know within 3 or 4 words if you're a right fit for the company, right? Yes. I'm already thinking ahead. If you think a tenth of that way about your marriage,
you're in trouble.
you're gonna be divorced.
Yeah.
You're gonna be divorced. She's gonna leave.
Yeah.
One thing I'll tell you right now, you could be the best looking man in the world. And let's say your wife is average. Not saying my wife is beautiful, so I'm just making a perspective.
Yes.
If your wife is average, she immediately changes her profile to single. She has 500 friend requests in 30 days.
100%.
There's always going to be somebody waiting if you're not willing to change.
Yep.
Wow. And that goes for work. That goes for the gym. That goes for everything you do in life.
Yeah.
Change is the biggest thing I think that I'm not going to say I felt like I was perfect.
Yeah.
But I felt like close to perfect because I'm so good at my job. I'm so needed and wanted in that aspect. And I thought that should have leaned into my family life.
Yeah.
No, they're separated.
Yes, sir.
It's two separate, completely different things. Marriage and work are different.
Yeah.
They are different. Not meaning the difference of you have to keep working and keep working and working on everything.
You do.
But they're different. They're different.
Definitely with marriage. My thing is that even with Helen, you've seen Like there's, depending on what day it is and what mood she's in, it will change. Like she has the ability to change. So my constant thing is I shouldn't be analyzing her, but rather just accepting what is and then looking at where I would like to guide her. So if she's in a bad mood that morning, okay, so what mood should I want her in? What mood do I want her in? Okay, cool. So if I do this, this, and this, is going to put her in a positive mood. If I don't do that, she's going to stay in that mood the entire day. So the onus, again, is on us, like a dance. Like if you take your wife to go do some salsa, right? She's not going to be leading herself. You have to lead her in the right way because you're the frame, she is the picture. It's your job to make her look even better.
Yeah. Even though she's probably going to make us look better, but we need her to think that we're the stability, that we're the rock, and you lead.
Yes.
Even though she may lead you sometimes, but in her eyes, you're leading her.
Precisely.
Because you're a man, you're doing all the right things.
Yes.
If you treat your wife with respect and listen to them, everything else comes along with it.
Precisely.
If you're not getting sex right now,
it's your fault.
Treat your wife better.
Yeah. It's your fault, man.
Well,
there's two things, right? There's two things why I say that's your fault. One, you may not be listening to and there may not be that attraction. And two, maybe you're just not in good shape. And because I've fallen into that trap where I lost myself physically, mentally, and everything because I focused on work. And became fat, and it was 4 years in a sexless marriage before I actually moved out of that.
Man, you know, everything I worked on this year, right? And I'm back at home now, and my wife didn't see me for 3 months.
Right.
So if I could have showed you me in October and me the beginning of December, I look completely different.
Yes, you do.
You know, the first time I took my shirt off in front of my wife, she was just like, she didn't say nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
Her face said it all.
Yeah.
Her face said it all. And that is the best compliment you will ever get from any woman.
Yeah.
Not them telling you look good. Not them telling you're handsome. You're a good looking man, but you take your shirt off.
They go.
And their face shows you on how you look.
Yeah.
Man, that's the biggest reward I ever had in my life. Why me being healthy? Listen, men, I don't care what your woman says about your weight, what she says about how you look. If you treat her right, she's right.
Yeah.
Because women necessarily don't care about those things. But what if you have all three?
Right.
What if you have the looks?
Why not have all three?
Yeah. Why not be healthier? Why not when you take your shirt off, your wife can't keep her hands off of you?
Precisely.
But you're still doing all the right things. Exactly. This is just the icing for the cake for her.
Yeah.
She noticed instantaneously after a week that I've changed, that I've worked on myself.
Yep.
So when I took my shirt off in front of her, she was even more turned on. Not only is he working on himself, but damn, he's got a damn six-pack. And he looks good.
Yeah.
And
it was probably easier for you to get your six-pack this time than it was when you were bodybuilding.
Yeah. I did it for different reasons.
Yeah. You didn't realize that you got a six-pack. That's the one thing about you. You're like, you kept on asking me, how's it looking? How's it looking?
It's like there's so
I'm
much.
Like, bro, you have a fucking six-pack.
And I've always been that way, right? And somebody, you know, I say everything happens for a reason, right? So somebody once, told me recently, and I've always kind of, I'm like you, Kyle. I was always a little bit chunky.
Yep.
I'm a little bit shorter. I'm not tall. So I always have slight insecurities. We're men. We're human.
Yes.
Everybody, every woman, every man is insecure. And it took a stranger one day to go, look, we were talking about looks or something, and something came up. I said, I don't really feel like I'm, that good looking of a guy. And she looked at me and she goes, well, that's ugly. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, no woman wants to hear you talk negative about yourself. She goes, you're fucking good looking and you need to know it. And not just know it, but live it.
Right.
But not cocky. I'm not a cocky, arrogant guy.
No.
And I just never been that way.
But there's confidence that you get to pull
it is. And I don't think that woke me up a little bit. And that came from an outside source, right? So that's going to make you feel like, okay, this is legit. But the biggest thing I took out of it is care about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't care about yourself, everything that Kyle and I have been talking about doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
I beat diabetes, I beat death and divorce. And I care more about myself now than I ever have.
Yeah, because you lived an even better story.
Yeah.
Think about it. How many people in the world can say that they've been through those three things and came out the other side stronger?
How do you win at all three?
You have the right people around you and the right mindset. Because you know that if you didn't win, I would be kicking you in the nuts.
How do you... And I'm still wrapping my mind about it. I may never know. Mm-hmm. But I know one thing I didn't do. I never stopped working on those three things. Mm-hmm. And I think I told you once, and I know you know stuff that went on with the separation and things like that, right? Let's go back to that because it's the hardest thing I ever had to deal with.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll do anything to make it work, and to go back home.
That's exactly what you did, right? You said you'd do anything, and you actually did anything. You were like, I'm going to make this work no matter what. Once you have, it's called burning the ships. Have you ever heard that story about burning the ships? So there was a general that wanted to go and fight with a neighboring island, and they went there by ship. As they beached on that island, he told one of his commanders, go and burn all those ships. The ships that they came to the island with.
They can't leave.
He said to the men, you see those ships going up in fire there? There's only one way we're getting off this island. We win or we die. Guess what happened? They took the island.
They won.
When you have no way out, the only way is through.
Damn, that's deep. You know, I don't know, man, just can't give up with anything you do, right? And you gotta push yourself. Everything that your program did, no program's easy.
Right.
Work's not easy. Marriage is not easy. Mm-hmm. You got to show up and push yourself and achieve it. Man, when you lose that first 5 pounds, when you lose your next 5 pounds.
When you spend a minute in the cold plunge. Well, first a couple of seconds, then a minute, then 3 minutes. Like you did that, bro. Like not a lot of people do that. And the first time, what did it teach you? Taught you that you needed to breathe properly.
You know how I achieved my first 3 minutes in the ice bath?
Yeah.
Is I said, if I last 3 minutes in here, or I think it was 2 minutes, but you kept me in for 3. Yes. But I said, if I last 2 minutes in here, and we all done this, right? If we make that shot, my team wins.
Yeah.
If we do this, I get a promotion. I got in an ice bath and I breathed, and I didn't get in it like I did the first time. I breathed.
Yes.
And I said, if I get in this ice bath for 2 minutes and last, I'll be able to go back home and see my family.
And look at where you're at right now, dude. Yeah. Hell yeah.
You just got to overcome things that you think you can't do.
But doesn't that teach you that there's nothing that you can't do?
Yeah. I mean, in theory.
Because I know.
But how do you achieve things you think you can't do unless you do them?
Right. Because I know for you, that I like that. How do you know that you can't achieve it unless you do them? One, if you fail, what do you have? You have the first attempt in learning. Like the first time you went to the ice bath, you went, okay, so what did I do wrong? And then we said, okay, well, Eric, if we just breathe. And then you went in, we did the breath work afterwards, boom. You aced it the next time. And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to mess with you a little bit because I like you and I want to push you a little bit more. And I was like, all right, we're going in. And it was 2 minutes. And I'm like, fuck it, you can go for a minute. I know you can.
How long ago was that 3 minutes that we did?
I think that was in November.
Man,
if I'm not mistaken.
My penis still ain't came back to normal. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Well, here's the thing. That wasn't even as cold as the one that we went outside.
I know. Yeah, that one I think 30 seconds.
We did 30 seconds because that was 33-degree water.
Yeah.
Okay, so Eric, we've been speaking for a while here on your 3Ds. How would you say you have learned a different technique to overcome them that you can impart to some of the viewers?
I would say all of it has to do with showing up. Everything I did this year, I had to show up, whether it was hard, whether it was challenging, whether I'm going to lose. Mm-hmm. And I lost a lot this year.
Yes.
I lost a lot. And I'm continually still losing a little bit, but I still show up.
Precisely.
I would say with your answer, show up. And if you're struggling, join a program that could change your life. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's Excalibur. I don't care if it's church. I don't care if it's a running team.
Right.
But join a program that can change your life. Find a friend that you can have a drink with that's willing to listen to you.
Coffee.
And not judge you. That's honestly, I don't really have, I'm speechless almost to a certain point, because where I am right now, I feel like I'm in a dream. I don't think I should be back at home. I never thought that was going to happen, but I'm home.
Right.
And the only reason why I'm at home is because I showed up and I had good people around me. And like I told you, this program for me is worth $1 million because it didn't help me look better. It didn't help my work better. It saved my marriage.
Right.
And I know there's a lot of men out there right now that are going through things. And I know there's a lot of men out there going through work. And I know a lot of times as men, we don't want to spend our money. But if you're struggling in anything in life and you can join a program that can change your life or save your marriage, I would have gave Kyle $1 billion if I knew in October, if I come to see you by the middle of December, you'll be back with your family and you'll be the best version of yourself you ever been. I'd have gave him $1 billion. There's no price to that.
Right.
And that's what you offer. Your company offers. And I know we're on a podcast talking about myself, but I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. And I wouldn't be back at home with my wife if it wasn't for you. And that all came through Excalibur.
Right.
For what you teach and how you guide and how the outcome of life you've been. And I know this world is not the greatest place. And I know there's a lot of men out there that never saw healthy relationships. Find people that do.
Right.
Find people that have the answers. And the only way you're going to get there is try it, live it, breathe it.
Try it, live it, breathe it. I love that. There we go.
Try it, live it, breathe it.
Okay.
If you don't do any of those things, you're never going to achieve nothing. And like Kyle says, I'm going to probably end it here, is show up for your health. Show up for your work. Show up for the friends that matter. And I'm not going to say show up for family because that's a given. It's a given. Show up.
But most importantly, show up for yourself. Men don't do that today.
No.
And that's,
we like on my deathbed, I thought of my wife. I didn't look, they say you get a flashback of your life. And all I thought about was my wife.
Right.
What situation I left her in. What situation she was going to be in. How was she going to overcome these things without me?
Right.
So my goal this year is not to become financially free, but I want her to be financially free.
Right.
I want her to learn a skill to where if anything was to ever happen to me, she's okay. Then who wins in that situation?
Everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah. 100%. Okay, so the things that Eric said, just so you guys remember, the number one is join a group. He said, change your environment, right? The environment shapes you as a man. So if you can get around the right environment, you're going to be able to grow as a person, but also get the right influence. And the second was ask the right people, right? Okay. And then show up. Show up for yourself. Remember that. Show up for your family, show up for your God, show up for your health.
You know, we didn't even touch on, I know we were ending there.
Yeah.
Is there's people in your life right now that should only be there for a season.
Exactly.
Tyler Perry said that. Why are they still in your life? Evaluate who's in your life. I'd probably talk to 2 people now that are my friends, that are my brothers.
Right.
Everyone else doesn't exist no more because they should have been there for a season and I kept them around for multiple seasons.
Right.
Not everybody's meant to stay around forever.
They either teach you a lesson or you teach them a lesson.
Now, that's another thing. You will learn from these individuals. You always learn.
Yeah.
But choose the people that you want in your corner because you're going to grow that. You're going to grow. And your person in your corner might not be Excalibur Kyle. It might be your wife. It might be your daughter you haven't talked to in 10 years because y'all had a falling out. Just find your person. If you could find your person, whether it's your wife, your best friend, whether it's somebody at work, whether it's God, he's always watching. Always. Just find your person because that will make life meaningful. Meaningful. And Kyle and I always say this, blood from, what is it?
Blood of the covenant is thicker than water of the womb. Meaning that the family that you choose is often more important and valuable than the family that you were born to. And as you can see, I wouldn't be here if this guy wasn't around.
It goes both ways.
Exactly.
It goes both ways.
I finally got to repay the
You repaid me. You repaid me probably more than enough. All right.
But thank you guys so much thank you for joining us today. Eric, we obviously love hearing your story and love following your journey. If you guys are looking to find him, you can find him at Eric Vance _30. Eric.Vance.
That's my Instagram, Eric.Vance.
Make sure you follow this guy. He's got great content out there. He always speaks about sales. One of the best salespeople I know. And you guys know where to find us. You can find us on Excalibur Coaching on either Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify, which you probably listen to now. Remember, guys, where there is a human being, there is a human story. Have a fantastic one.